I stopped letting fear decide my future. Let me ask you something. Have you ever stood at the edge of a decision, truly stood there, and felt fear wrap itself around your ankles like cold, heavy chains? The kind that whispers, what if you fail? What if they laugh? What if you lose everything? I have. In fact, for years, fear wasn't just a passing emotion for me, it was my compass. It decided where I went, what I said, even who I tried to be. But here's the thing about letting fear steer your life, it doesn't take you anywhere new. It just keeps you circling the same safe, suffocating patch of ground. Today, I want to tell you how I broke that cycle, not with a heroic leap, but with a series of small, deliberate steps, each one a rebellion against the voice that said, "You can't picture this." It's three of 'em. Rain taps against my bedroom window like it's trying to Morse code a secret. I'm wide awake, staring at the ceiling, heart pounding like it's trying to escape my chest. Why? Because tomorrow morning I'm supposed to walk into a conference room and pitch an idea I've been nursing for months. But here's the catch. I've never spoken up in a meeting before, not once. My throat would close, my palms would sweat, and I'd hear that all too familiar script in my head. Stay quiet, don't embarrass yourself, let someone else take the risk. But that night, something shifted. Maybe it was the rain, the house that stints, or the way the clock's ticking seemed to mock me. I realized fear had been writing my story for so long. I'd forgotten I was allowed to pick up the pen. What changed? Awareness. I started noticing how fear disguised itself as logic. It wasn't just I'm scared of public speaking, it was you're not qualified, no one cares what you think. Fear had dressed itself up as my protector, but really it was my jailer, so I began a simple practice. Every time fear spoke, I'd ask, is this true? Or is this just a story I've been telling myself? It was almost always a story. The next morning, I walked into that conference room, my knees shook, my voice trembled, but I pitched the idea anyway, and you know what happened? Someone said, I never thought of it that way. No fireworks. No standing ovation, but in that moment, I tasted something I hadn't felt in years, the realization that I could do something terrifying and survive. Now, I won't lie to you, this wasn't a one and done victory. Old fears don't vanish, they retreat, then regroup. But each time I faced them, I collected proof that I was stronger than I'd believed. Take the first time I traveled alone. Fear hissed, "You'll get lost, you'll be lonely." But I went anyway, got lost in Venice, ate gelato on a bridge, and laughed with strangers. The fear was real, but so was the joy on the other side. Or the day I quit my stable job to pursue writing. Fear screamed, "You'll end up broke and regretful." And sure, there were lean months, but there were also sunlit mornings at my desk, fingers flying across the keyboard, thinking this is what alive feels like. Here's what I learned. Fear shrinks when you stop fighting it and start using it. Think of fear as a storm. You can't stop the rain, but you can learn to dance in it. Let it remind you that what you're doing matters, that it's worth the risk. One trick that helped me, the then what game. When fear whispers, "What if you fail?" Answer it, "Then I'll try a different way. Then I'll ask for help. Then I'll grow calluses where the bruises were." Fear hates specifics. It thrives in vagueness, deprive it of that power. Now, close your eyes for a moment. Well, metaphorically, since you're probably driving or walking. Think of a dream you've postponed because fear said, "Not yet." Maybe it's starting a business, leaving a relationship, or finally singing at that open mic night. I want you to imagine the version of you who's already done it. How do they stand? How do they breathe? What quiet pride lives in their chest? That version of you isn't fearless. They're just brave enough to keep walking. Friends, fear will always be there, but it doesn't get to vote anymore. Not unless we hand it the ballot. So start small. Say the thing you've been biting back. Take the class. Book the ticket. Let your voice shake. Let your hands tremble. But do it anyway. Because here's the secret no one tells you. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the audacity to believe that your future is worth more than your comfort zone. The day I stopped letting fear decide my future was the day I realized I would rather stumble toward a life that excites me than stand perfectly still in one that doesn't.